Hello everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys another kind of variation of a traditional origami that we've done in the past, and I wanted to give you guys a printout that you can use for it and hopefully use it to enjoy for our holiday season here with Halloween right around the corner. This is the basket design that we've done before, and I've just created a bunch of different variations of designs that you guys can enjoy. One that's got little jack-o'-lanterns on it, one that's got skulls on it, one that's got little ghosts and some ghosts hiding inside, and the bats with a kind of darker pattern with some spooky eyes on the side. And then I'm going to show you guys how to make this with the spider version that I have here. So if you go to my site, you can download all these for free from my website and then use them to make your own kind of projects. And they do make a small little basket, but I think these are great for like party favors, little small treats and things. And you'd be surprised how much yummy candy you could squeeze into there. So, like I said, you just go to the website to download them. There's two sheets, one for the handle and one for the base. And you just download those, print them out, and then cut out along the little dotted line that's on both of these to make what we need for everything here. So let me show you first how to fold the handle, just to get that out of the way. What we want to do is with our color side facing down, I'm just going to go ahead and fold my paper in half, open it up, and then I'm going to do a door base, excuse me, by folding into the center here from both of my sides. And you don't want to make this exactly in the center because we are going to be folding everything in half when we're done. So we want to try to avoid making it exactly in the center. And then fold into the center again. And again, try to just be a little shy of the middle there. And then go ahead and fold everything in half. And when you're finished, you should be able to get a nice kind of section here that has the handle on it. And it's a very thick, nice, strong, sturdy handle. And you do need to kind of work it and pinch it and roll it around on your thumb as you go to give it a good curve. And that'll help make it kind of fit together nicer when you make your basket. But that's the finished part there that we need. You want to find the part that has a little crosshairs here on the top, not the other side. I think this side looks a little better. So I'll put that to the side here, and then we're just going to go ahead and make the actual basket or base of everything here. So we're going to start off with the square base by folding with the color side facing down. Go ahead and fold in half, open it up, fold in half again. Then, with the pattern side facing up, fold into a big triangle. And I'm going to do the same thing going the other way too. And we're just going to use these creases to help us collapse everything to make a square base. If you look at the color side and you've got those mountain creases going horizontally and vertically, pinch on opposite sides of the paper and just shift into the center. Shimmy it around until you get a nice little diamond or square shape, which is where the square base comes from. Now if we turn it around so that we have the open flaps at the top, and make sure that you're looking at the part where the spiders are, not the spider web. And from here, I'm just going to go ahead and fold down. And if you're doing one of the other patterns, you just want to make sure you're following to get the side here that's got the side pattern on it, which in this case is ghosts, skulls, bats, or little jack-o'-lanterns. So you want to make sure you're looking at the side that has that pattern on it. But we fold down the flap and then fold back of the tip right back up to that edge. Flip it over. We'll do the same thing here. And then fold up. Then once we've got both of those folded up, I'm going to take the handle that I had here, try to get it to kind of fold with a really light fold. You don't want to make it super creased, but you do want to kind of make sure you've got equal parts on both sides so that you can then lay this over everything here. And try to line up stuff up here at the top with a peak, and then get this flap to lay on top on both sides. And you can kind of make sure you've got it kind of as centered as you can. And then it helps to kind of lay it down when you're doing this, but what we want to do is we're going to roll up this bottom area to this edge that you see here, and I'll be including the handle when I do this. Now this crease is tricky. You want to do your best to really pinch down right there so that the handle doesn't move. And you should be able to fold up, and it doesn't have to be exactly right onto the edge. A little bit of it might push over a little, that's okay. Just try your best to get this part to fold up, and you should get a nice, really good thick pinch right along the middle. Flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Again, get that flap over everything first, and then just kind of pinching as we go, get this part to roll up, and you should be able to see the little pattern of whatever we're doing here on this part when you do this, so that you get something like this. Now I want to take each of these 4 corners here, of the flaps on each side, and fold towards the center. And you want to kind of fold into the center, and then if the pattern does have another color there, you can use that as a guide to kind of make sure that things line up straight. Then I'm just going to take that and then just reverse that crease behind so that it gets tucked back inside. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then just reverse it. If you wanted to, you could reverse it from the beginning. You can just start by rolling this paper back until it lines up, but sometimes that can be a little tricky. I like to just make sure I've got the crease first by folding over, getting a good crease going, and then reversing it. I'll do the same thing over here. And reverse. So that we get something like this. Now I want to take these little parts that you see here, and we're going to pull them down so that they tuck down underneath. You want to kind of open things up here on the side a little. Just get a chance to reverse this down. And don't worry too much about what's going on here. The big thing is to get this tip right down to the bottom. Give a little tug if you need to get it nice and snug and as far down as you can, and then just smush right up there at the top to get everything creased. Now do the same thing on this side. So just kind of get it started, reversed. Take that tip and pull it all the way down to the bottom as far as you can get it to go. Hold on to it there down there, and then pinch everything else off. And that gives you kind of the finished base of the basket. Now I'm just going to create a crease to kind of help with us making this box by folding that part up between those 2 points. And if you want, you can turn it over and do the same crease going the other way too. But then we're just going to go ahead and open up from the middle here and push out the sides to create our box. And you can go ahead and add a little extra emphasis to the base if you want, to keep everything nice and clean. Or you can just leave it the way it is. Naturally, it's up to you kind of point-wise there. And then you have these little flaps on the outside. Now there's a couple ways you can deal with this. If you want, you can just fold this in. Either way you're going to reverse this fold. You want to have it in here. And you can have it just rest right across the top, almost serving like a nice little kind of lid, if you will, for things. You can get this one going too. And you could use, a tad bit of glue or just kind of let it rest to sort of serve almost as a lid or a top to everything. Or you can push it down and have it serve as the base of the box. It's just kind of up to you guys. I do find that these guys pop out a little funky, and so it helps to put just a tad bit of glue. If you're a diehard and you hate using glue, you can skip this step, but it does look nicer if you do it. You can just put a little bit of glue there, and then when you put it down in here, just make sure that it's lined up right in the center there, and give a little pinch to make sure that it stays. And I'll do the same thing with this side too. And that kind of gives you some cool little interior design there for that particular box style. And then you can just curve out the handle so that it has a little better handle feel to it. Get rid of that little center crease that we had going. And that should give you your finished box. And like I said, you guys can download these free from my website and make as many as you like. Have lots of fun with them. If you want, you can switch up the patterns, change the handles with the box bases. If you want to switch that up, that's kind of up to you guys. You need to print too, of course, but then you can change the way things look. So I I'll have some more fun patterns for you guys to enjoy as we get closer to Halloween. Thank you always so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.